You are God of all creation, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God unto all nations, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God of all creation, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God of all nations, Yahweh, Yahweh. Titamanda, Titamanda zinalanu. Titamanda, Titamanda zinalanu. Do me, do me.
Hello everyone, you are welcome to the Daily Talk Show. We are here with Mr. Lameck Mwanza. I'm sure you know him, most of you that are Adventists. We're going to be your host today. My name is Love Grace.
And I'm Zeck. Yes. Today's episode is one of a kind because we have one of the pioneers
in the Adventist ministry,
yes,
the Acapella industry.
Yes.
So, sir, before we go any further, please tell us about yourself, your names, and just a little basic things about yourself.
Okay. Thank you for having me in the first place. My names are Lameck Mwanza. Originally from the east, of course. Yeah, Ngoni by tribe. Yeah, I was raised up partly in Lusaka, moved to the Copperbelt, did my primary school there, and then moved to Chipata as well, did my secondary school. So I've been everywhere actually. You know, it's a thing in the East. When you've been in the East for a long time, you have an accent, which I don't have, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. Being in these parts that I've been doing primary school in the Copperbelt, then moving, I think has sort of like mixed the Bemba accent and the Choa accent together. Yeah. Briefly, yeah, that's me. I'm married.
Okay.
With 2 kids.
Okay.
Boys, yeah. That needs to come first.
All right.
Yeah. And
one wife.
of course, one wife.
Okay. That's a nice one.
Of course, one wife.
Yeah.
I think let me leave it at that for now. I can preempt things that are supposed to be asked later.
All right.
Okay. No, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
It's an honor. You've been one of the people that have actually made the acapella music industry today to be like very big.
Yeah.
So, what really inspired you to focus on this type of music?
Well, it's I think it's an interest. Being in a house that my dad was a music director in some choir. I remember way back when we were young when he would chorister in some choirs and all that. And the type of music that we would listen to at home, gave me that interest in a very tender age. Yeah, to a point where if I look back now, some music that we used to listen to then, you would laugh if you listen to it now. But then you realize to say that had an impact on my upbringing, to a point where I graduated from that to what is there now, and combining it. At the end of the day, it all remains gospel. Even if it's old, we call it old rugged gospel.
Okay.
It still remains gospel. So it's sort of like tuned me in the direction of where I am now. All thanks to that, of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we see that. Well, maybe let's start with when you started. Like what specific years? Like when was it? When you started like doing acapella music?
Sure. Did I even remember that? I would sing with my sister and my brother way back. Probably in between 93 and somewhere 93, 94, 95, somewhere there.
Wow. That's a very long time ago.
The only thing I remember mostly.
Wow.
I'm sure you were born by then.
No. Like a year after though. That's a very long time ago.
We would rehearse at home. Funny thing, you rehearse at home, ready for church. Immediately I get to the door and see the audience. The fright just gets into you like no man's business, and you change your mind there and then. Okay, you've prepared, you're going to sing, but right at the door,
No, this is not it. I'm not going to do
Let's
this.
postpone this. Let's do it next Sabbath.
You just say, no, I'm not feeling too well.
No,
I think we'll do this some other time.
Yeah. But then it was a preparation. Looking at it now, looking back, you'd see that it was a preparation to put you in a position where you'd stand on stage and sing without feeling anything. You just put yourself out there.
Okay.
So like you've said, I think your contribution to the music, the a cappella music, has been very significant. I'm sure you faced some challenges here and there. Change is not very easy to take in. What are some of the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome?
Wow. Looking at challenges, mostly I would say when you're in a group, okay, obviously there are those challenges that are normal challenges, but there are others that would want to put you off. There's a saying, they say, putting you off the face of God, but translated in Nyanja sounds really funny. But then there are situations when you're faced with serious challenges in a group where you would even want to give up and say, okay, I'm done with this. But when you look at why you're doing that, you get to realize to say, it's not about me. At the end of it, it's God himself. And most of those challenges I would pull through because of that saying, knowing to say, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for any other person out there, but for God. It's about ministry. It's about spreading the word of God and bringing souls to the kingdom. Yeah, that was the main thing that there are a lot of them that I can bring out, but due to time, let me not go there.
So to be more precise, the a cappella music, like you say that if we listen to some of the old songs that you used to sing and to some that you've composed maybe now, there's a huge difference. So the change in that, like from this type of music to this type of music.
Yeah, the change has been there for sure. For me, I would say that the most important thing is knowing your times, the times that you're living in, and being in sync with what is happening around. Okay? If you go to my type of music, the type of music I listen to, you would laugh because it's, this type and this type. It's mixed, it's got everything there. Simply because I don't want to remain behind and just concentrate on one direction. I would want to have all that focus to say, there's this happening now, and what I need to do is this. Okay? So I approach, if I'm asked to compose a song for a particular group, I look at what they're doing, and I'll write a song based on what would suit them. Okay? It's rare that I would write a song that a group fails to sing because probably I was thinking of a different group. I'll give an example of now existing Asante. You get an Asante song and give it to what's your group?
Just Harmony.
Just Harmony.
Okay.
You'd feel the difference. Okay? You would feel the difference. But then all the time I would want to, if it's a group that I don't know, I would actually ask them to give me what they have, what they've recorded. So I listen to whatever it is, and then focus particularly on them in the production of voices, maybe their strengths in the lead voices, their bass and all that. All those things I need to look at. Or in order to be in sync with what is happening now. Yeah. Roughly, that has helped me.
That's wonderful. So we see you in the group, like the most group that has maybe brought you on the scene is Fountain Gates, right? You started Fountain Gates together with your brother. Is it? Is it? Tell us about that. Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
I started the group in 2010 with Joseph Mambo.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing probably you wouldn't know.
No,
I used to
I
stay
don't.
with him. We are related. We used to stay at my cousin's place. My cousin happens to be the stepmother to Joseph.
Okay.
So we used to stay together. That's how we started. We started the two of us. Got two guys. Started as a quartet actually.
Oh.
Got two guys. There was Clarence Muziamba. He's actually around in Lusaka somewhere. And there was Chipo Mwemba on first tenor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how the group started, the four of us.
The four of you.
Yeah, then later on it graduated, got other members, turned it into a double quartet. And from then...
How was this? How was the sound coming out? Like, were you still doing what we know Fountain gets of?
Then...
Or maybe you had a very different sound then?
No, not really. That sound has been there from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, it being a quartet in the first place, you wouldn't have such a sound. But then when it turned into a double quartet, yeah, it has maintained that sound. People have come and gone, but then you come into the group knowing the kind of sound they have, and you tune yourself to that kind of a sound.
Okay.
And yeah, it has maintained that sound. Only now that current Fountain Gates is a bit, changing with the times also.
Yeah.
So you would see that difference in the old Fountain Gates. But all in all, yeah, the sound has been the same.
So I'm sure by the time you were starting, you said 2009, right?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure by the time you're starting, and the kind of music that you came with as Fountain Gates, how different was it? Like from the original sound of the old groups that were there, yes, and the sound that you came in with as Fountain Gates.
There wasn't much of a difference. Then we'll talk of groups like the bigger groups. Then were what? City Prophets.
Yes.
There was Resolution. There was Pearly Gates.
Those are very old
Soldiers.
groups.
Yeah. And then sound really, you'd there's something I was talking about, say the times.
Change.
Then that was the music then. Everybody was doing more like
that.
the same type of music, and that's how we found ourselves, and just picked up that niche to suit in. It was practically the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly, it's now that we've got all these PA systems and all that. Then we'll just sing without anything.
Just do it.
Yeah. Hence the trend of maybe other people would come and say you're too loud or that. We would sing without a PA system. We're used to that, and for the church to hear what you're singing, you have to blow it out.
You have to be very, very loud.
Yeah, and we're used to that. All the time you're used to
This
that.
time around, no.
Yeah. These days groups that are there are just singing it calmly because they know the PA system will be there. Everywhere they go, PA systems will be there.
If there's no PA system, they'll say no, we can't sing. We won't sing without a PA system.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that PA system is there at all times.
Yeah.
For us, it was a different story. All different story. There were concerts that were held where we just sing without a PA system.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's in a hole and it's packed like this.
Wow.
You just it was normal.
I think people should learn from that. You don't need a PA system all the time. Okay, so talking about embracing change. Growing up, did you have any pioneers that helped you when it comes to music, like professionals?
Not really. I would talk of one person that taught me how to read music.
Okay.
He was a classmate. Apparently, he was a music director in the Apostolic Church, and Apostolic Church they don't just do anything anyhow. Yeah, they are strict to the book. Everything for them is the whole choir. You'd have a choir of 50 people. All of them know how to read music.
Wow.
That's how their thing is.
Yeah.
So the guy we're in the same class, and those periods in between where you're changing subjects. You're waiting for this teacher for this particular subject to come. In that period, he would sit down and teach me. Yeah, that's how I learned music.
Wow.
He's the only person I would say pushed me somehow to just do this with all my hands. I learned from him. From there, I did the rest on my own. This and that. he gave me the basics. Then I pushed it from there. He's the person that I would say, really did.
We're still talking to Mr. Lameck. We're going on a short break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Sure. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the Daily Talk Show. You are still watching the Daily Talk Show. We pray and hope that you've subscribed, you've liked our page, and you're sharing this beautiful interaction. We are still chatting with Mr. Lameck Mwanza, one of the pioneers of acapella music, the modern acapella music. Yes. So, Mr. Lameck, we see you bringing in a different kind of touch or a different kind of sound. You know, those olden days, they were just strict to 4-part harmony.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you see there's first tenor, second tenor, baritone and bass. But then we see when Fountain Gates is coming in the scene, we see a lot of changes in voices, like kwa bwana manje na mapplications, you know. So walk us through that. How was it? How was that creative process for you? And how did the people receive that? Okay. To making sure that you know, there are people wakuru, I mean, they are watching you doing that kind of music. Yeah. How was it?
Well, I would look at where that came from in the first place.
Yes.
You know, we did quartet music for a year only before graduating to a double quartet, and I think the interest of the West sort of like, you know, trickled in. You know, where you listen to, I'm a fan of Texas, like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So all those things, you know, you'd sing in a quartet and all the time you feel there's something missing, you know, like you want to add on something that you can't add because you're just the four of you. Hence the introduction of the bringing in of other voices to make it a double quartet. And that mainly was to sort of like, okay, yes, double the voices, quite okay, but then add on voices that were missing from a quartet. You'd find that now most groups do 6 parts, you know, 5 parts and all that. That was the start of all that. Simply because the interest of these Western groups that I used to listen to, that I still listen to, you know, all those voices that they do at once. We said, why not? You know, why can't we do what they are doing? But then, if you look at the other question that you asked, how it was received. Okay, now
mostly to the elders.
I'll tell you one thing. The Fountain Gates was originally from Chawama West.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Chawama South, sorry. That's where it was formed. So most of the members were from that church.
Okay.
From Chawama South. That's where we used to worship from. I don't remember. I think it was the first year itself or the second year of doing that, where the church just said, no, you can no longer sing here.
Wow.
They started bringing in rules like you have to be members of the church choir for you to sing. All those issues. You know, where you actually sing to say they're trying to just bar you from singing in church. We stopped singing in church. I think it was the second year of forming FG that we just stopped singing in our church. Wow. But we'll sing in other places.
Wow.
Funny enough, we used to look for funerals, try to go and sing. Funny as it is, but it's the truth. It used to happen.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
We used to sing obviously in camps, youth camps, and all that. But at our local church, that never used to happen.
And you know what? This is still happening even now.
Even now, yeah. I know there's churches that are like.
I think we need to bring some elders here. We have to talk to them because we want to really understand where is this coming from. Like, what's the problem?
They have their own reasons.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how things are. It's now that you can go back and probably if we talk of my actual church, Chalma South itself, you can go back and sing there now without a problem. Then I think the change took them by surprise. They weren't ready for that kind of a change.
Oh, yeah.
So hence bringing in all those policies to say, no, you can't do this. For you to do this, you have to do this and this and this. And we just concluded and said, okay, if this is what they want, then
better off.
The message is not for them, it's for other people. We'll take it out there. Yeah. It's funny that we've survived from then up to now, because if I look at it critically, we would have just given up. We you know, the church actually stopped even giving us positions in church. You know, simply because we're singing in a group that they.
I'm sure they were labeling it to be notorious boys.
You know how it is, yeah. So we just said, okay, if that's the case, fine. Till I moved out from there, I came to Central Church. Then even the rehearsals now we changed. We started meeting at Evelyn Horn, you know, the center of rehearsals.
Yes,
yeah.
Where you find lots of groups.
Everybody goes there. So we started meeting from there, and we just made it open to say it will no longer be under the church. It will be an independent ministry altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been some of your most memorable experiences in the a cappella space?
Wow, there are many experiences. One of them is when we went to sing. There was a program at not the new, what's the old stadium? Heroes is the new stadium, huh?
Yeah.
The old one was had a different name before they built that one.
Yeah.
There was a program there, and it was not a district program. It was a combination of districts in our area. Yeah, and we were told to sing there. And when we sang, it was strange that even those that didn't want us to sing in our own church came and shook our hands to say, okay, that was a good job. You know, it felt nice because, you know, you show them that, okay, we can do this. Even though you don't accept us, we can do this. You know, we are big enough to do this. That's a memorable thing that keeps ringing in my mind ever since. It was somewhere around, I think, 2005, somewhere there. Yeah. No, sorry, 2015. Yeah, that should be 2015, 2016, somewhere there. And yeah, for me, that's one of them that I can easily point out. There are many of them, many.
So from the time you started doing a cappella music till date, do you see the impact that the industry itself? I'm just talking about the broad industry of it all. It being an industry of a cappella gospel music as a whole. Do you see it being at the level where it's supposed to be?
Honestly speaking, no. No.
Wait, so there has not been any evolution from the time you started?
There has been, yes, that I can say there has been.
Some.
But then, yes,
Okay.
but then it's confined to one direction only. You know, take it for example, if you look at gospel music for these our friends, I'll call them our friends, the Pentecostals and all that. Look at where it is now. You can easily trace from where it's coming from, say 5-6 years ago. Yeah, you can see the graduation and the changes happening. Has that happened to us?
No.
It has happened internally, yes, within ourselves. There are a lot of groups coming up. The music has become sweeter than it was. You know, groups that are coming up now, even young ones can do wonders. But they're still confined to the same, you know, class. And that's the SDA class. We haven't taken it out there. We failed to take it out there. Let's look at an example of groups like Tech 6. I'll talk of Tech 6 because
Yeah,
it's one group
yeah.
that I follow so much.
I know.
Yeah, you find that Tech 6
Yeah.
has got two members whose father was a pastor in the SDA church.
Mm.
Okay? They have taken it commercial, yes, but they still claim they're spreading the gospel commercially. They have not concentrated only on gospel. Now that they're doing it commercially, they do even secular music.
Secular music.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But they've taken it out there. Okay? Despite them doing a bit of secular here and there, look at the functions that they go sing.
Mm.
They'll sing the gospel as well. Okay? They'll leave the gospel with whoever is there to attend that concert.
Mm.
Isn't that preaching the gospel?
It is.
That's
It is.
preaching.
Yeah.
That's
They've
preaching.
taken it out there. As we're
Wow.
feeding ourselves, we keep on feeding ourselves. We started feeding ourselves way back 2010 when FG started singing.
Mm.
FG has been feeding itself and its people from that time up to now.
Mm. Same audience.
Same audience.
Mm.
Are we moving? No.
No.
We're still stuck there.
The same people in church and the same people at the concerts.
That's the thing. You see?
It's a cycle.
That's
just
the
like
thing.
that.
It keeps on rotating just like that. It's not going anywhere. It's just stuck there.
So something to provoke your mind. The music that the Adventists are doing,
Mhm.
do you think it should produce financial stability for them?
For me, okay, you've asked the wrong person. For me, I've always considered this as ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Whether money is there or not, it still remains ministry.
Mm-hmm.
When you take ministry to a point where the concentration changes
To
from
money.
being ministry to money, monetary issues, then you've lost it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point when we just lose it.
Mm.
We have concerts quite okay.
Mm.
Those concerts are for what? To help ourselves, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
What would Jesus do? If Jesus was FG, what would he do? Look at what Jesus was doing. Just look at that.
We'll just come and
Everything is there. An example has already been given for us. But then we want to take it outside. There are people that I know, there are groups that would not go to sing in an Adventist church unless they are paid.
Yes.
You
a
know
lot.
Yes.
A
A lot.
Then what's the ministry there?
That's the trend actually right now.
That's the change. So like my question, my concern most of the time is like, is it because they spend so much on producing music, recording and all that?
I don't think so.
That's why they need like money when they hold a concert and stuff like that.
Having been in this industry as well, I know what it costs to record and what not.
Mm.
We should not pretend that it costs millions.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Mario would know that most of the times Shiloh would record on its own, okay? Record music on its own, in their own bedroom, makeshift everything, and take that music for mixing.
Mm.
That the one that is mixing will charge you probably, for lack of a better amount, let's say 1,500.
Mm.
Okay, they charge you that for one song.
Mm.
For an album of 12 songs, you multiply that by 12. Okay, that's for mixing. Mixing is done. You've recorded everything on your own, in your own room. Okay, the only thing that you pay for probably is fuel from where you're coming from to that room and record. That is done. Mixing is paid.
Mm.
Producing that, now we're putting them on flash
drives.
Yeah. How much do those things cost?
About maximum 70 kwacha for one.
For one. You produced an album, you finished. Obviously, after that, mixing and mastering here in Zambia is done by one person.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Gordon will do mixing and will master it.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from our friends in the States, where mastering is done by this one, mixing is done by a different person. Yeah. And all those people they charge per hour.
Mm.
Okay? They don't charge per song or anything. Here, things are cheaper, way cheaper.
Mm.
Now, after you finish that, you want to hold a concert in which is the new place?
The most convenient one is Unza Chapel.
No.
The new
Mulungushi.
Mulungushi, yes.
Yeah.
The
Blessing
new
Center.
Blessing Center. How much would they charge you for that place? Not less than 20,000. Yeah? You pay for that in order to have a bigger room for more people to come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, probably what you would spend would not even match how much you make when people come. Most of the concerts have, even the ones that FG has done, a few have, reached a point where what we've gained from the intakes is more than what we spent. It's most of the times it's rare, because you had a peace system. Apart from hiring the place itself, you want to add in what? What do they add in now? There's VIP, you add
VIP,
in
VVIP.
drinks and whatnot, all those things.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't make that much. For me, that becomes a business, because in this day and age, there's internet that we have. Okay, I'll give an example of a group, C4C,
Campaign for Christ.
Campaign for Christ. They had a concert where they were raising materials to give to the kids.
Yes.
That's a difference.
Back to school.
Back to school. Look at the purpose of doing that. It still goes on to say we're still ministering even after the concert is done. Whatever comes in goes into ministry. Most of the times, it's whatever comes in, it is a overtaker. If we share, life goes on. Okay? You see where we're taking ministry now? We're taking it to a point of commercializing everything now. It's no longer about preaching the gospel. It's about making monies. Okay? It's about making monies. For me, that's my opinion, but you would kill me on that. I don't believe it.
I have too many questions. Too many questions off the book, but like you said, I would kill you.
Exactly.
Because what
I don't understand. Like a church invites you to come and sing. You want to charge them for performance. You want to charge them
For transport.
and they need to feed you as well. Like why?
But okay, is the transport okay? Like asking for transport from the church?
Transport is okay.
Transport is okay. Look at okay, we go back to Jesus himself.
Okay.
he would the way they would get food to eat. Remember how they would do it? They would just, believers would bring food, donate. You see? They would eat. Even when they're traveling to a different place, there was no issues of transport then, but they would walk. Were they asking for donkeys or anything? No, they would just go there and do their thing. Okay? And for me, I believe if you come into ministry, be prepared for such things. Okay? Be prepared to say, I'll need to go into my pocket for this ministry to move. Okay? If you expect everything to come from the outside, then you're doing it the wrong way altogether.
Wow.
So, because that's for me, that has been my stance for forever.
I think this is a very interesting topic. It should be a topic on its own. What do you think? I think we need some elders around. And we also need to have some people, those people we know who church. At least two of them, so that we hear their side as well.
But their own opinions, why they do that. You can't really crucify them right now.
Because one of the reasons one of the reasons I heard was, we spend our own transport coming to rehearsal every Friday. We spend our own money. We go into our money.
But look, it's
going for rehearsal.
It's ministry.
Who told you to come?
Who called you?
Nobody told you. You decided it on your own.
Nobody forced you to do that.
Nobody forced you. So when coming into ministry, come prepared, knowing that there's this happening. I don't have to expect this unless it's an employment. I'll give an example of Southern Gospel music in the US. Quartets.
Yes.
They leave whatever they're doing to concentrate on that.
On music only.
It's a job. That's what they are on tour 24/7.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
They make money out of what? Their concerts. They don't charge. No.
They don't charge their concerts.
They don't charge get takens.
Okay.
They get an offering afterwards. If you want to help this ministry, an offering will pass in the audience. You can help us by donating. As simple as that. As simple as that. A person will be in a position where they can give and not give on their own. Not vaku forcing a baguette. Since I have to pay.
You just have to.
You have to pay. But an offering is a free will thing. A person can give and or not give.
And these days in Zambia, concerts are being expensive day by day. I remember we used to buy tickets at 25 kwacha.
Not anymore.
And now it's
No.
350, 500.
100 kwacha, then
Comes with the
ordinary.
CD, 1,500 kwacha.
Ordinary, one pin.
All right,
Guys.
Mr. Mwanza, you have been one of the most people that have changed the a cappella music. Looking at you, there are people who are inspired by what you've done, and there are some people who want to learn from your footsteps. Right there straight, please, what words do you have for them?
Well, what ways do I have for you?
Yeah. Can you do this?
Commitment. For me, commitment comes as number one. You know, the thing I've been talking about, you bring yourself into something. You have to agree with yourself to say, I'll do this. Okay? You have to have the interest to do it. And you have to know the why you're coming into that and doing that thing. So long you don't know those things, you head nowhere at the end of the day. I've always known to say, this is a way of contributing to the go ye therefore. You know, as a Christian, we're given that proclamation to say, go ye therefore and preach to all nations. How do I come in and preach? This, for me, I've taken it as a way I'll preach to the outside world. I am unable to go to somebody and say, okay, boy, let's sit down, let me tell you about the Bible. That I cannot do. I'm not in that, not even standing on the pulpit and preaching the word.
The Bible
that I cannot
says.
do. But I've got a way of contributing to that. And I concentrate on that, put my everything into that, and just do it to my best, to my perfection. And the crowns, if there will be crowns for me, well and good. If there won't be,
Okay. Yeah. Before we wrap up, let's go for a quick short break.
Yeah.
Yes. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and please mention your friends. You groups out there, mention your friends. This is the data you're supposed to be hearing and learning from. This is I mean, guys, if you're not watching this, I don't know what you're watching.
All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Sure.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Talk Show. I hope you have hit that subscription button. Please do follow us on our Facebook page or YouTube, and we're still chatting with Mr. Mwanza. So actually, one of the questions that I have is exposure. Do you think the SDA a cappella music needs more exposure where it is right now?
yes, that is one thing that we cannot run away from. Exposure is really needed. As I said earlier, to say we're confined to one platform.
Audience.
Yeah. I think the drawback is we I don't know whether we're scared of taking it out there or what.
I think it's proper management.
Proper management, yeah. It could be that, because then you look at the fact that it's been accepted by our church. These are human beings as well. There's nothing special about them. It would easily be accepted even by outsiders.
Yes.
But how we fail to just take it there is where I really don't understand. Because like it is, we'll have a concert, advertisement is within ourselves, within our circles, within our Facebook pages and whatnot. Even the issues of going around churches singing. You're going around singing to your own churches. You advertise a concert for them to come. And obviously they'll come because they're from, you've told
From
them
your
that there's this
church,
thing happening. How about changing themes? You know, it's easy to sing in a Pentecostal church.
It is.
As a
There
practice.
is. And they love our music.
That's the thing.
They love our music.
The other way around is a bit tricky because we don't accept just anybody coming to sing.
Mhm.
But for them,
Mhm.
I've sung in Miracle Life, and we sang one song, and just after singing that, you'd wonder how, like they've seen angels, eh? You know,
I know, right?
It was.
Yeah.
I was even saying, you see, how they enjoy our music, and yet ourselves we don't take it out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to us to just agree with ourselves to say this has to go there, because it won't go on its own. Even the selling of albums and whatnot, yes, we can sell it to them, but there's a difference in singing to them than them listening to something that we recorded.
Yes.
When they see, seeing is believing, as they say.
Yeah.
When they see you sing there and relate to what they've listened to from the album, it makes a huge difference, you know. So I think it's high time that we just made it a point to say, rather than us concentrating on advertising in ourselves, in our own churches, let's just give it a try. Go round in, you know, these other our friends' churches, so to say.
Okay,
That-
so
that-
do you think,
that is
there's
bringing-
this issue about the principles of the ST Adventist Church
Of groups
and
going out.
where you should be, where you're not supposed to be, where you should sing, where you're not supposed to sing.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with that as well?
Yeah, it does, but then it used to be, not anymore. These days, most of the groups.
There's always that one elder who knows the doctrine.
Iyo ifyo mulelanda iwe mulumendo ifyo lelanda tule kuponya.
But if I ask you a question, look at groups now and tell me which groups belong to a particular church. There are a few of them. Reasons why you see them having different faces from different other churches, because they don't want to be confined to that particular church. Reason being, they don't want to be locked by the rules of that church. So they'll do an open thing, what we call independent groups now. Who put restrictions for you to go to other churches? No one, because you're independent. You're not registered under any fraternity, so you can go to any church and sing. So how are we failing to go to those churches and sing? How are we failing?
So maybe like I was saying, sorry, Love Grace. Like I was saying, with me I think it's proper management, because we see nowadays groups. Let me talk about these upcoming groups.
Yeah.
They think that when they see someone singing in a big group, for example Rudo, you know, this up group, they see someone singing there, and then they think that person I think can be a very good manager. So they lose it all.
Yeah.
So I think if we have proper management, it can be very easy to even hit the stage where we're supposed to hit. You know what I mean?
But one problem I've seen is a problem I've faced is that it's difficult for a group to find a manager, but it's easier for a manager to find a group. Okay, somebody who's willing. I don't know why we don't have such. Most of these groups that are doing good, outside Zambia, or even those soloists within, they've been noticed by somebody who comes to them and says, I want to manage you. Okay, I want to manage you. I've got this and this and this and this. Presents a proposal to them. Okay, but in our church it doesn't work like that. It's us that go looking for a manager.
A manager, yeah.
Hence we're finding people that we know. Okay, hey, we are in Bamuchano and that teach the manage. When they don't even have a scope of a manager, you know.
Yeah, they don't even know what management is.
Just because aoneka HT kamili anakarange anachana
Amaimbako na mkagrupu vicha.
You think ndianga balance or no, it shouldn't work like that. I think it actually requires, or it works better if you have somebody that doesn't even have the interest of singing, but somebody that sees a potential in a particular group and Kachabe, just by looking at you, can pick up things, huge things that you
Yeah,
can
they are
do.
willing to invest their time and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
But I think right now I don't know, we have something like conference. Even if you're an independent group, you need to like register with the conference and stuff, and henceforth the conference is the one that regulates your movement.
Ish. I've seen more especially soloists. Hey, bali labantu aja no ba conference ba union.
You see, they're like limited. So there are other things that we need to like try to move away from if we really need to the exposure to take place.
Yeah.
I think if we fight with the authorities that be would be also in the wrong. If they bring in these policies to say you need to register, I think there's need for an indaba. We just sit and tell them exactly why we can't be under this conference, or why we don't want to be under a conference, why would be okay being independent rather than fighting with them, because the fight that we take is a fight where we look like we are stubborn.
Or even just give them something flexible that they can work with.
Yes.
They can register.
That's the thing. So because then I think the issue of the conference comes in with policies already laid. When you come, you find those policies and you have to abide. There's no time to consult us to say what do you think, okay, what would work out for you.
Maybe the reason why they do that is because they know that in their committees, their board, they have people who are representing us, of which the same people we don't even know them.
We don't know them. It's a crazy one.
It's a crazy one. Because I can imagine like trying to go there and tell them, no, you'll be censured.
You need to be careful at the end of
the
the
worst
day.
part is that the whole group is censured. The whole group is censured.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mwanza, for joining us today. We're about to finish. And what last words do you have for the people that love your music and what you do?
Well, at the end of it, I keep saying the sky is not the limit. Heaven is. Because what we're doing here is really for the future, is for what we are yet to receive. Those crowns in heaven, it's you, and nobody else will do it for you. You know, it's you to have that friendship with Jesus first of all, for these things to work out. Without that, nothing would work out. So first of all, that friendship with God, with Jesus, has to be there. And all these things, I keep talking about, people ask me of what inspired you in writing this song.
Your creative process.
For me, it doesn't work like that. I don't know. I would have an idea that would just, unfortunately, ideas have come in form of a dream.
Okay.
Where I'm forced to wake up at night just to put it down so that I don't forget it. Okay? So I believe it's not something that I do on my own, but something that is more like a supernatural kind of a thing that is put in me. Ideas just come on their own and I put them down. It's a song.
Wow.
There are times I've sat down to say, okay, I can need a benyimbo. Shikanga. You know, the song will just go haywire. But something that comes on its own will mature to something big. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's not me. It's God.
God.
Yeah.
Any upcoming projects? No.
For
Anything
me,
planned?
For me, the upcomings are every day.
Oh, eh?
They're always happening.
Like you said, they just come.
They're just ongoing. I'm where I am now. It's a place where there's less music.
Okay.
So
where are you? Where are you now?
I'm in the eastern part of Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where is that exactly?
Ethiopia, Addis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 7 years has been.
You've been there for 7 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Has been a period of really not. Here when it comes here we sing.
Zambia kuchalo.
When you go for rehearsals, just for the first week of rehearsals, you tell yourself, you will know that you've sung. Yeah, that's how serious things are here. And Zatuk is a different story, unfortunately. At our church, there's less people that would really sing that much, so
Oh yeah.
I'm not doing much this side.
Oh okay.
The only thing I do now is just writing. That's the only thing remaining now.
Ah okay. So are you still with the groups? The groups that we know in Zambia?
In Zambia, yes.
Are you still with them?
Yes, I'm
Ah.
still with. I'm
Okay.
still with them. I come in, I join in.
Ah.
We were recording last week with Shiloh somewhere here.
Ah.
This is actually somewhere. Or somewhere.
Oh okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we should be
basically,
expecting something. Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Things keep coming.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't say expect something from me. Expect something from them.
Oh,
Yeah.
from
With our contribution.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
things are
thank you
coming
so
for sure.
much.
Yeah, it's been
Thank you
it's
so
been
much.
it's
It's been
been
amazing having you.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure too. Thank you.
It's an honor actually.
We wish to have you more for more intense conversations.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much. You've been watching the Daily Talk Show, and I've been your host. I'm Love Grace.
And I'm Zeck.
Okay, keep watching and stay tuned.
Don't forget to like, share, and
Click the
subscribe.
subscription
And
button.
almost forgot. Please suggest the person you would want, a group or a person you would want us to interview next. Like, yeah. Oh, you. Yeah, you can drop down your comments, and yeah, we'll get to see whom we can bring next on the next episode.
Mr. Lameck.
Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
Bye bye.
You are God of all creation, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God unto all nations, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God of all creation, Yahweh, Yahweh. You are God of all nations, Yahweh, Yahweh.